Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Xander Wolf Gaming production. I'm your host, Xander of the Wolves, and I'm here to go over some character descriptions for Tiny Tina's Wonderland. We're back for more videos. Why? Because I'm obsessed, and I love this. And I can't get over the fact of just how great this game's going to be. And I know I'm talking this game up because I know the day when it drops and everyone's just like, oh, it's not as good as it is. No.
That's an awful thing to say!
No, this is a gem. This is a diamond. This is beautiful.
Transcending your definition of beauty, you chump!
So today we're going to go over the characters. I'm going to read off the slight description and the mechanics of the character. We don't have any skill trees yet, but as soon as we do, I'm going to re-go over all these characters in a good way to meld them together, and we're going to do some more specifics, more big numbers, more practical stuff, right? But for today, we're going to do all the theoretical stuff. I'm going to just basically kind of read off everything that's in front of us, and we're going to go from there. Maybe we'll throw some ideas together. We can kind of brainstorm and do some stuff down in the comments below. All right, without further ado, let's begin. The Berserker are tenacious, frost-infused bruisers who have complemented their firepower with an onslaught of brutal, up-close and personal melee attacks. When confronted with a problem, a Berserker's first instinct is to turn it into a popsicle and punch their way to a solution. Berserkers are hardy warriors who hail from the frozen mountains, with a long line of ancestors who trained their bodies to withstand and even harness the bitter cold and icy winters. In battle, Berserkers prefer to do their fighting up close and personal, taking point on the front lines as a whirling maelstrom of exceptionally chilly death. Ooh, it sounds cold. Class information. Berserkers are specialists of melee and frost damage. The Berserkers' otherworldly powers allow them to become enraged via their action skill, channeling the power of frost through weaponry so that they may freeze and shatter their enemies, and manifest an arsenal of raw, destructive force. Berserkers are even able to channel their bloodthirst by leeching life from fallen foes using a dash of occult magic. Ooh, alright, so we're going to look at this full art. What that sounds to me is lifesteal, and more lifesteal. I like that. Lifesteal's the way to go. But Berserker seems like you're up front. You're I wouldn't say tanky, but tanky kind of feels right. Like they're just a bunch of melee damage. They're just meant to do like the single hit targets. You're gonna freeze this person, you're gonna smash them, you're gonna get some health back by beating enemies. So like you're ad fighters, right? You're gonna be taking on a bunch of ads, and the more enemies you're facing, the more people you're gonna get health from, is what that sounds like. With the dash of the occult magic, it's not gonna be a whole lot, so they're not gonna focus on that. But the freezing, the shattering, the spin to win, the major one hitter, like it is just meant to just run into a group of enemies and go, this is my home now, and I'm fighting you all. And like that's the Berserker right there. That sounds awesome. It just really does. And aesthetically, that is what I love. I'm personally from a northern-ish area. I love the cold. I'll walk out in the middle of a snowstorm with shorts on and not have a problem. So the Berserker is right up my alley. But for the next character that we're going to take a look at, the Clawbringer. Clawbringers are faithful warriors who bring down thunder and flames upon their enemies with a special hammer alongside their fire-breathing wyvern companion. The Clawbringers are an order of warriors who seek to bring heroism to the Wonderlands through fire and thunder. While it has long been rumored that Clawbringers are born with dragon blood in their veins, our legal scholars can neither confirm nor deny such blatant heresy. You know what? Let's just talk about the game mechanics. And this is what I love about this. The writing is just, it's so nice. It's just, you get it, it gets into it, and then it pulls you right back just around you. Hey, still a video game here. Clawbringers focus on fire and lightning damage. The Clawbringer's dragon aura empowers their whole party with additional fire damage, and more. They can either throw their spectral hammer at enemies to deal sizzling lightning damage, or slam it down on the ground to create a massive fire nova. Their trusty wyvern companion flies at their side, breathing fire upon enemies and raking them with their razor-sharp claws. What that sounds like to me, and here's the full art, awesome chainmail, full armor, cape included. You got the fuzzies right on top, and the dragon hammer that looks like it can be a gun itself. Like I'm thinking there's a cannon in there somewhere, right? So what this sounds like to me is you're going to be doing a lot of flesh damage. You're going to be taking care of a lot of shields or whatever the magical shield equivalent is in this game, right? You're going to be taking down a lot of you're going to be doing a lot of flesh damage. You're doing a lot of lightning damage, which is good on both parts. From what I've seen from the throwing, all that, you're going to have some range attacks, some base range attacks, which will be nice. But you're mostly going to be adding stuff to the party because of your dragon aura. So a lot of your abilities will probably focus on how you can empower your teammates as well as empowering yourself. And then your hammer. So it's going to be hammer damage, helping the team. So this will be like our version of a paladin in the sense of like they're really good for doing their own damage, but also being there for the team itself. So this is going to be a quintessential component for a good squad. So not for just multi-classing, but for multi-peopling, having, you know, a full team of people. You're going to want to have someone who has a Clawbringer. Like you're going to want someone to dip into that for those extra bonuses to damage. And the Wyvern Companion, you can't go wrong with that, because this also feels like it's going to be Bloodwing again. You're going to have a little Bloodwing that's going to go out and attack people. So you're throwing hammers at distance. You've got your Dragon Companion going out and fighting things. You've got whatever guns you have on you, your spells. So it's going to be like attacking from different fronts all over the place while still providing buffs to the rest of your team so that they can equally do more damage, and just all around is a good buffer, right? That's what I feel. Tank, buffer, area damage. Well, not area damage, but like spread out damage. Right? Cool. So I like that. The next character we're going to work on is, well, since we're going in order, we'll go Graveborn.
The Graveborn. Graveborn are death-touched acolytes who sacrifice health to unleash devastating dark magic attacks and become phantasmal reaper of bones, accompanied by their maniac demi-lich companion. Devotees of death, Graveborn draw strength from the pain and passing of others, growing in power as they send the souls of their enemies screaming into the void. Where most fear death, the Graveborn revel in it, and have even made it an ally. Aided by a powerful and ancient demi-lich bound to their service, the Graveborn knows that all their power comes at a price paid in blood, whether it be that of their foes or their own. The Graveborn is a master of kill skills, spells, and dark magic. They use their demi-lich companion and sacrificial action skills to enact suffering upon their enemies, even at the cost of their own life force. Any spell cast by the Graveborn will cause the demi-lich to cast a unique spell of their own, as well as triggering kill skills to summon hellish minions. What this sounds like to me is a necromancer. I love a good necromancer build. I'm not gonna lie. Blizzard / Diablo has absolutely done that to me. Ooh, if those are the minions, those are really cool. So you spawn those little snake things. You have a demi-lich, definitely a spellcaster. Your kill skills, that means that this is going to be just like the Berserker. You're going to want your demi-lich character to focus on killing your ads, your small time enemies. So there's no real big boss damagers, and that's fine. But from the sounds of it, is like, you know, the more kills the demi-lich can get, the stronger the demi-lich is going to be. The stronger the demi-lich is going to be, the better they're going to, or the more useful they're going to be. At the same time, you're definitely going to be using a lot of your own health. If you're not killing foes, you're going to be using your own health. So I would recommend building something that gives you life as quickly as possible. Because I can already tell I'm going to have this issue. I'm going to play this class at some point, and I'm going to kill myself using an action skill. And that's going to suck. However, this character as a whole is very interesting to me because it's
necromancy-ish, just not without all the skeletons at your own command. It's just you're summoning smaller creatures to do more damage, and so you're creating your own adds or your own force of things to fight the adds that you're going up against. Kill skills, spells, and dark magic. So you're definitely going to be focusing on your grenade more often. I'm wondering if there's going to be some abilities in your kit, or in the Graveborn, the Graveborn kits. It'll probably be the more kills you get, the faster your cooldown rate for your spells go. And if that's the case, you can probably combo that with some crazy spells that you find in the game. I mean, just looking at what we had before, there was a meteor attack that you could do, and just boom, single target meteor attack. You're getting your dark spells off, and all that. And plus, anytime you use a spell, your Demi-Lich companion does a unique spell of their own. But it doesn't. It states that is different from triggering kill skills to summon hellish minions, which to me tells me that any spell you're going to cast, your Demi-Lich is going to cast its own spell. And then whatever you kill between the two of you is going to summon minions based on your skill sets or your passive setups. So everything's going to be based around your spell slot there, and how quickly the cooldown is, what spells you're going to want to use, and what that Demi-Lich casts alongside it. So, not to mention that you need to focus on how much health you have and how much health you're using, but also what spells you're using in comparison to your Demi-Lich. So there's going to be a good dynamic between them. I almost don't want to mix this class with any other class that has like a pet to it as well, because I feel like that's going to take away from the Demi-Lich. The Demi-Lich deserves to be its own pet. Like it should only be its own pet. You don't need another class that does that pet. Mix it with Berserker, because if you're going to be killing adds, you might as well be a Berserker. I want to call it a Graveborn. When you're going to combine the Graveborn with the Berserker, you got a Graveborn. If you're going around killing adds as your Graveborn, you're summoning minions that right behind you, you're leaving ice everywhere, so your Demi-Lich is casting spells, you're hitting things left and right. Like, it's just going to be a whole lot of death and absorbing life for yourself, especially since the Berserker heals off kills. Ooh, I'm going to have fun with that. And the Berserker doesn't come with a pet, so your Demi-Lich is going to stand out more. That's a theory for another day. And getting one last good look at the Graveborn. It's nice. I like the minion setup. You don't get a really good look at the Demi-Lich, which is another thing I think is going to happen, is that we're going to see the pets have different skins, which will be really cool. Spellshots are gun-toting wizards who can unleash a constant barrage of spells and bullets and transform their enemies into harmless livestock with the snap of a finger. Whether they're slinging spells or shooting shells, Spellshots know that in the Wonderlands, an adventurer survives by the force of arms and arcana. While others may view their guns as mere weapons, the Spellshot has trained rigorously until it becomes an extension of their own magical will, weaving gun and grimoire together to enhance their spells and imbue their weapons. Also, they can turn enemies into fuzzy little animals, which is just hilarious. Class information. Spellshots are all about combining spells with guns. Able to equip 2 spells, their spell weaving ability increases spell damage and fire rate as they cast spells or reload, allowing them to seamlessly cycle between different methods of dealing damage. When enemies get too rowdy, their polymorph ability can take an enemy out of the fight by transforming them into a harmless sheep. Full art. And this is what the Spellshot's going to look like. Very nice, good. I'm definitely getting wizard, sorcerer vibes off this, so it's nice. Very purpley. Purple's very good color. What I'm getting from this is, another spell heavy, much like the Graveborn. You're going to be focusing on your fire rate, your reload, your spells. So your cooldown's probably going to be a little faster. So your fire rate, your cooldown's gonna be faster. You're gonna be shooting a whole lot more. So if you like the guns in the game, which most of us do, but if you like the guns in the game and you want the guns to have more guns in them with potentially more damage in those guns while still throwing out so many grenades, or in this case spells, this is the class for you. You're gonna be dealing heavy damage. I mean, you're going to get it from the guns, you're going to get it from the spells, you're going to be able to polymorph, which means bigger enemies that are causing huge problems to you, polymorph. All your problems, polymorph. You polymorph your problems away until you clear away your own ads, and then boom, when they're done being a polymorph, you kill them. That's it. Okay, so I mean, that's a pretty straightforward class. It's just going to be gun damage, gunfire rate, and spells. You're going to pick those three things, and you're going to focus on those three things. I don't know what it would mix well with. We're going to go over more classes, but it's really straightforward for that. It's just guns, spells, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? So let's go over to the next one. We're going to go to the Spore Warden. Another one of the newer classes that was released.
Spore Wardens are masters of nature who summon tornadoes and launch volleys of arcane arrows into enemy lines alongside their toxin-spewing mushroom companions. The Spore Wardens are swift guardians of the Wonderlands, magical wilderness, deeply in tune with the natural world. Alongside their flatulent mushroom companion, Spore Wardens are able to annihilate their foes from afar, showing off their mastery of both conventional firearms and mystical summoned bow that unleashes a barrage of arcane arrows. Class information. Spore Wardens are a gun and companion specialist. They can significantly boost the abilities of their companions and allies while laying down withering firepower and slowing advancing enemies. With frost tornadoes, speed and distance are a Spore Warden's best friend. Full art. Spore Warden. Okay, so I like the design here. The astral bow is really cool. It just, the fact that you can just bow, herk, done. I love it, and you don't have to carry that stuff around. I like the fact that it's just very, very frost. Like, it feels like they just walked out of a bog. Like they're, you know what this looks like to me? This looks like a mix between Desert Punk and the swamp guys from Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's what I'm getting here, and it's just a wild combination there. But knowing Borderlands, that's kind of what it feels like. What I'm getting from this, the Spore Wardens, I mean, if they're a specialist, that probably means that a lot of their abilities are going to focus on the companion's power, the companion growth, along with everyone else. So if you have a team of people with pets, a Spore Warden is your best friend, right? It also kind of seems like they're going to be using all the elemental powers, because if they're nature fighters, then I feel like there's no reason why they won't have at least one of every element there. With withering firepower and slowing advances of memory, they also seem like a debuffer. They're a long range debuffer. This will probably be your sniper class. They'll benefit from having those long range weapons and staying away from close range combat. I wanted to mix the Clawbringer with the Spore Warden because it would just be an interesting combination. I think it could work with the fact that it increases companions' abilities. So between the dragon and the mushroom, they would do more damage. But I would have to hang back more, which wouldn't be too bad. Because with the Clawbringer, I mean, you're already throwing your hammer for some distance. You're buffing your teammates. And with the Spore Warden, so you'll be doing buffs with the Clawbringer and debuffs with the Spore Warden. Spore Warden would debuff your enemies over there. They would take massive damage from all the other stuff. You got frost tornadoes to really slow oncoming enemies and really keep that distance between you. But between the frost tornadoes and the ability to maybe use the hammer at the same time, I don't know. That seems like it could really work. If you could only use one active skill at a time, though, I'd probably stick with the hammer over the frost tornadoes. But they would still do a lot of damage. The hammer just for the long range and the better accuracy to it. Speed and distance are Spore Warden's best friend. That to me, this whole thing feels like they're just meant to increase pet damage, decrease enemies' mobility, and just kind of use the elements to their advantage. That's nice. I like it.
it seems like a solid class, but it seems like a very long range class. So focus on making sure you have the right guns for the abilities you have. Don't give them any melee weapons. They don't need it. Give them long range guns, sniper rifles, maybe even a good SMG in case someone gets a little too close. But keep away from shotguns. Just no shotguns. Maybe no assault rifles unless you can get some good accuracy going on. Stabomancer. Stabomancers are sneaky, critical hit-focused assassins who summon magic whirling blades to the battlefield and disappear into the shadows at will. Look, Stabomancy isn't really its own school of magic. It's a way of thinking. Specifically, how do I stab that guy? Up close with a dagger in the dark? A well-aimed bullet from afar? Or even an ethereal psychic ghost sword? The thing is, Stabomancers are all about creating and capitalizing on opportunities. Jags of all trades, masters of none, the skillful Stabomancer exploits foes' weaknesses to stealthy strikes, vital targets to bring enemies down before they know what hit them. The Stabomancer specializes in critical hits and status effects. They're able to keep an enemy guessing by alternating between guns, melee weapons, and spells, all the while moving in and out of stealth to score guaranteed critical hits. Though fragile, the Stabomancer can use their superior speed to evade damage and fire their guns while sprinting. I'm calling it right now. I'm going to go down the full art. I'm going to say this right now, though, right? Stabomancers are going to be your main damage dealers. I can see it right now. The fact that they are versatile with guns, melee weapons, and spells only tells me that all of their abilities or all their passives have something to do with all of them. This is your splash class. If you want damage, Stabomancer. Whatever class you're building first, finish with Stabomancer. I promise you, you're going to see a difference in damage. End of story. You want to start with the Stabomancer? You can literally... Stabomancer is the bread to a sandwich. The filling is your choice, but the bread is necessary. Classic assassin style stuff. I already can tell that of my 5 friends, 3 of them are going to start with Stabomancer and the other 2 are going to finish with it. Right? Stabomancers 2022. That's it. Right. Okay. So we've gone over all the classes, right? And so my top mergers are definitely going to be Berserker, Graveborn for Graveserker. Yeah, because Burborn doesn't sound fun. Graveserker is definitely going to be one of my first combos because you're going to get lifesteal from your Berserker. You're going to get your spells from your Graveborn. You're going to be doing a lot of combo stuff there and add killing. With your Berserker abilities, you're going to be wiping through adds, leaving your own minions behind you and being able to let them handle whatever else. You never get overwhelmed with a Graveserker. Never. Okay? That's what I'm calling right now. Next combo, my next favorite combo is going to be Spore Warden, Stabomancer. You're going to be doing damage for days as long as somebody can keep the rest of them away. Like if you have a group of friends that you know are going to play this game and you know you guys can work kind of like a team, one of you needs to be a stab warden. Sporomancer? Sporemancer? No, Stab Warden sounds better. One of you is going to be a Stab Warden. You're going to do a lot of damage. You're going to have pets. Your pets are going to make everyone else's pets do more damage. You are going to be you'll fit into a team of other people using pets better that way due to the Spore Warden. You're going to be doing a lot of elemental damage on top of getting those critical hits. The amount of damage is going to be wild. Or Spellshot Stabomancer. Stabshot is what I'm calling it now. I'm just saying Stab Shot's going to deal damage. Spore Shot or Stab Warden's going to do damage. Right? I'm in love with the idea of the Stabomancer combining with either of those two. Great long range damage, great critical hits, you're going to be great. However, like I said, anything in here can combine with anything. Specifically, anything in here can probably combine with the Stabomancer, and it's going to be fantastic. Oh my God. Now, for the Clawbringer, I originally thought Clawbringer and Spore Warden, we're going to work really well together. I don't think so right now. I'm having my doubts. I don't think the Claw Warden is going to work as well as I want it to. However, until I can see some abilities and actually like get to see the numbers and how everything's going to work together, I don't know. I just don't know. That's what I want to do, but until I see more stuff, I can't get behind it as much as like Stabomancer and anything else. Not that I'm going to pick the Stabomancer. I love critical hits. I have an obligation to do other things though. Right? Okay, so this has been the character breakdown. Let me know what you think. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. Like, let's see what we got here, right? Like, I talk a lot of game. I talk a lot of shit. Let's be honest here, right? Like, I say a lot of things that you guys may not agree with, and that's okay. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you thought. What combination do you want to do? Let me know in the comments below. Let's have this discussion, because until we get more information out there, your guess is as good as mine. Though I have a pretty clear idea of what's going to happen. Stab, stab. It's going to be stab and whatever else is going on. But until this game comes out, let's see. I already have some plans. The day it comes out, I'm going to stream the entire day. I've got the next day off too, so I'm going to be going for like hours. Hop in, say hi. But that's in March. That's for a while away, right? But until then, you can find me on Facebook streaming Borderlands of any kind. I'm probably in 2 right now, playing Tiny Tina's Bunkers and Badasses. However, you can stop in, say hi. Talk to me. I stream every Wednesday, Friday, or at least that's the plan. But I stream Wednesday and Fridays. Come in, say hi, follow my page. If you like what I do, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell. Tell me what you think. Like my stuff. Please, I need the attention. I need the love. If you like what I do, share it with your friends. Be like, hey, look, this idiot has an opinion. Let's go laugh at it. But if you want to come follow me, it's Xanderwolf Gaming on almost all platforms. That is important, I guess. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, of course. And for Twitter, it's Xanderwolf Game Me. That's capital GAMI 1. Because Twitter hates me. And then just come follow me there. Say hi. Let's make Wonderlands wonderful. And let's do it together. Okay? But until the next time, see ya. And have a great night. Or day. I don't know what time you're watching this.
Your kind words are appreciated!